Hello friends, sorry for the inconvenience, there was some technical error. So friends, we are discussing about the Bachelors of Education B.Ed program developed by School of Education, launched by Indira Gandhi National Open University from July 2016 session. This beautiful program, teacher education program, that has been developed as per NCTE regulations 2014. NCT has developed a detailed concept note of the B.Ed program, and keeping in consideration of the concept note of different courses, theory courses as well as the practical oriented courses, the skill based courses, the pedagogy courses, IGNOU, Indira Gandhi National Open University has developed a beautiful curriculum, and that has launched from July 2016 session. And friends, as I was talking earlier, the entire B.Ed program, the entire teacher education program, if you will go through different teacher education program, teacher education curriculum, school education curriculum of across the globe of different countries, you will find that most of the curriculum you will find that has developed as per the constructivist approach of teaching learning process. Okay, so means how to prepare teacher those can take the responsibility of this country and who can understand the pedagogy, at the same time the theoretical construct of the teacher education program, teacher education curriculum. So keeping in consideration of the philosophy of constructivist approach, you will find that both in theory courses as well as skill oriented courses, the proper content, at the same time the teachers will get an experience of how they become a good teacher and how pedagogically they can transact the school content to the students by using suitable teaching learning process, by using the suitable methods, suitable techniques, suitable maxims, at the same time by adopting a suitable strategy. So friends, the B.Ed program that has been developed by IGNOU, that is the combination of a theory, practical and skill oriented courses. Further we will discuss that just in a brief overview. We will discuss that what are the theory courses are there and what are the practical and skill oriented courses are there, because development of teaching skill is the sole aim, is the main aim for developing this program, because this program will prepare the teachers who can teach the students further at the secondary level. Okay, so that's why you will find a substantial weightage and credit of this program is given to different practical and skill oriented courses. So friends, this program prepares teachers to teach at the secondary stage in school education, that is class 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th, you can say, as per the NEP, National Policy of Education, National Education Policy NEP 2020. You will find that now the pedagogical structure of school education, that is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system of education. So this is the school education structure: 5 years of foundational education, then 3 years of preparatory education, then further 3 years of middle education or a middle class education, middle stage, then 4 years of secondary education. Okay, so that secondary stage of education that caters class 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. So friends, this program will prepare the teachers, those can take the responsibility of teaching at the secondary stage, that is starting from class 9th to class 12th. So let us go forward to discuss the other aspect of this B.Ed program. So just very briefly, very quickly, let me to say that the eligibility of this B.Ed program is at least 50% marks either in the bachelor's degree and or in the master degree in sciences, social sciences, commerce and humanity disciplines. Then further, the second criteria of eligibility, that is trained in service teachers in elementary education, and further the candidates who have completed a NCT recognized teacher education program through phase 2 phase mode. So this is as per the regulation NCT regulation 2014. So the eligibility criteria to induct in this B.Ed program, to take admission in the B.Ed program is like this. So this is the eligibility. Then further, as per NCTE, IGNOU has developed this program. This program is of total credit of this program is of 72. This is a 2 years program, and the learners, they have to study, they have to earn 36 credits in the first year of this program, then again 36 credits in the second year of this program. The duration of this program is of 2 years, minimum duration is of 2 years, and maximum duration is of 5 years. Means one can complete the programs in a maximum time duration of 5 years, but meticulously, if you pursue your study, conduct your study, then you can complete this program in the minimum duration, that is 2 years. And I have already said that B.Ed program offered by IGNOU, that is, we run this program in one session, that is in January session of every year. Okay. And medium of instruction, we have developed a detailed curriculum, courses of study, self-learning material, and its transaction methodologies both in English as well as in Hindi medium. Okay. In both the medium, we have developed the material. So friends, now let us discuss that what are the different course components that has been kept in the first year of this program and in the second year of this program. As I have already said that this is a 72 credit program. This is a huge program, huge, you can say both theory as well as practical oriented courses are included in this program. In first year, now it is visible on your screen, you can observe it, you can watch it. You see, you have to study in the first year of this program, you have to study 5 core courses that is compulsory in nature, and the total credit is of 16. Okay, so that means in 5 courses, you will find that the 3 courses are of 4 credit each, and another 2 courses are of 2 credit each. So when you will go through the program guide, then you will get detail about that what are the different core courses that has been included in the first year of this program. Then 16 credits you have to study from the core courses, that is compulsory in nature. Then content based methodology courses. So you have to study here 2 courses. So 5 pedagogy courses or methodology courses that has been kept. This is optional in nature, that is pedagogy of science, pedagogy of social science, pedagogy of Hindi, pedagogy of English, then pedagogy of mathematics. So 5 pedagogy courses are there. So what you have to do, you have to select any 2 pedagogy courses. So each course is having 2 credits, so 4 credits. So that's why total 8 credits you have to study from this category, that is content based methodology courses. Then further, you have to this is another component of this program, that is workshop. We call it is workshop 1 because this workshop will be conducted in the first year of this program. So here 12 days face to face rigorous interaction, rigorous discussion on various aspects of teacher education program, on various aspects of your B.Ed program, that will be conducted at the study center level. Okay, so that's why this is compulsory for all the learners, compulsory for all the students, and credit is given 4 credit to the workshop, means 12 days face to face workshop will be at your study center. Then further EPC 1 and 2 you have to study. These are 2 small courses, that is enhancing professional capacities, enhancing professional capacities. So 2 courses you have to study, that is compulsory in nature. So this is 4 credits, total 4 credits you have to study. That means EPC 1 is of 2 credit and EPC 2 is of 2 credits. So both the EPC 1 and 2 you have to study in the first year of this program. So here in EPC there will be no term examination. So certain practicals, certain internal practicals will be conducted at your study center. Then further, as per the NCTE regulation, as per the B.Ed curriculum, so internship 1 that has been kept in the first year. So 4 weeks, that means 1 month internship you have to you have to do in a school. So if you go through the program guide, then you will get the detail about that what you have to do in the internship. So here you have to go to school and you have to gain experience, this school based experience, what is going on in the schools, in the teaching. You have to engage yourself in teaching learning process. At the same time, you have to engage yourself in different activities which is going on in the school. So practical experience, skill based experience you have to that you have to acquire, that you have to observe, that you have to experience, and you have to do in the school. So that's why 4 weeks internship program is also one of the part of B.Ed first year program, and that is compulsory in nature. You have to that caters 4 credits. So accordingly, if I will add all the credits, that means from core courses, content based methodology courses, workshop 1, EPC 1 and 2 and internship 1, sum total it is 36 credits. It means in the first year you have to study 36 credits. Let us come to discuss about second year, that what are the different courses you have to study in the second year. Friends, in the second year of a B.Ed program, again you have to study 4 core courses. Okay. Now it is visible on your screen, you can just go through it. These 4 core courses are compulsory in nature, and you have to study 12 credits from these 4 different courses. Then second category of courses, that is the optional courses. So what you have to do, you have to select one optional course, a pool of optional courses that has been suggested, that has been given, that has been developed in this program. So what you have to do, you have to select only one optional course. I am not going through the detail about the optional courses, because today we will discuss one of the first year core course. So that's why I am just giving a brief overview that what are the different course components are there in both the years. So friends, in optional courses you have to study one course in the second year of this program, and that is the credit weightage is of 4. Then second, workshop 2 is also another face-to-face component of this program. 12 days workshop that will be conducted at the study center level. Friends, in the first year of this program you have to pursue workshop 1, that is also 12 days, and in second year of this program again you have to pursue workshop 2, that is also 12 days 12 days duration of this program. This is compulsory in nature, and credit weightage to workshop 2 is also 4 credit. Then EPC 3 and 4 that you have to study in the second year, 2 credit for EPC enhancing professional capacities 2 credits, and EPC 4 enhancing professional competencies 4, that is of 2 credits. So total 4 credits you have to study. EPC 1 and 2 you have already studied in the first year of this program. So this is compulsory in nature. Then further, internship 2, a rigorous school based activities you have to do. You have to go for practice teaching, you have to teach at the schools the pedagogy subject that you have opted, and the school principals are under the supervision of your mentor. Your mentor will observe your teaching learning process. You have to prepare the lesson plan, then accordingly you have to teach in the school. At the same time you have to gain other school based experiences also. You have to acquire skill that a teacher is supposed to require to teach the students in the school, okay, to manage the classroom and to transact the curriculum, to transact the school curriculum. Okay, so a holistic skill based knowledge, experiences, practices you have to acquire from internship 2. This is of 16 weeks duration. That means more or less it is 4 months, 4 complete months you have to spend in school, in different schools. Okay, this is of 12 credit. That means you see total 72 credit is the entire program of the B.Ed, out of which 12 credit that has been kept in internship 2, and again 4 credits that has been kept in internship 1. So total, if I will include the credit of internship 1 and internship 2, that means you have to spend 20 weeks. That means 5 months in school to engage yourself in teaching learning process, to engage yourself in different other activities, to gain practical knowledge, practical skill based knowledge, what a teacher required in the teaching learning process to teach the students. So friends, here internship 2 is of 12 credits, and internship 1 that you have already studied in the first year is of 4 credits. And if I will include all the credits of different components of this courses in second year, then the total credit will be 36. So friends, this is the course structure, this is the program structure. That means the courses that has been included in the first year, and in the second year of this program, that is total 72, 36 credits in the first year and 36 credits in the second year. So friends, now let us try to discuss that what are the different courses that has been kept under the core courses that is in B.Ed first year program. You see, you have to study, I have already said that you have to study 5 different courses. The courses are just like BES 121, Childhood and Growing Up, it is a 4 credit course. BES 122, Contemporary India and Education is a 4 credit course. BES 123, Learning and Teaching is a 4 credit course. BES 124, Language Across the Curriculum, that is also a 2 credit course, and BES 125, that is Understanding Disciplines and Subjects, is a 2 credits course. So if I will include all these credits, that means under this core courses of first year you have to study 16 credits, you have to earn 16 credits and you have to study 5 different courses. And friends, today we are going to discuss one of the first year core course, that is BES 122, Contemporary India and Education. It is visible on your screen. So this is a 4 credit course. So now let us try to understand that what are the concepts, what are the different content point, what philosophy and what concept that has been addressed in the contemporary India and education. You see friends, we have developed a detailed curriculum of this course. Let me to show. You see, these are the 4 different blocks. These are the 4 different blocks that we have developed this course BES 122, Contemporary India and Education. You will get the learning material, you will get the self-learning material which is available in our eGyan course, and this is also available, the soft copy is also available in IGNOU Students app. Okay. If you have received the hard copy of the material, you can go through detail about this course, and if you have not received, then you can download the course material from eGyan course sites. Okay, that is in IGNOU website in the portal of eGyan course. So friends, let us go forward to discuss about the objectives of this course, that is BES 122. First of all, let me to say that this course provide you a detailed understanding, a detailed context and detailed perspective of education, because you see B.Ed is a teacher education program, and to be a teacher one should understand the theoretical construct of education as a discipline first, and further how to practice and how to acquire the skills to transact school curriculum to the students, to prepare themselves to be a very good teacher. So that's why I have already said that the curriculum of this B.Ed curriculum that has been developed as per you can say the multidisciplinary aspect, multidisciplinary concept as per the interdisciplinary concept. At the same time, you will find that this is a mix of the adequate theoretical construct, adequate theoretical knowledge, at the same time different skill oriented practices, different skill oriented courses. Okay, means the teachers will develop the skills which is required in the teaching learning process, because they have to practice it, they have to use it at real teaching when they will be teacher. So friends, this course BES 122 Contemporary India and Education will provide you a detailed context and perspectives of education. That means what is the philosophical perspective of education, what is the historical perspective of education. So you will get a detailed overview of such concept from this course, because without understanding the theory, without developing the theoretical construct, it is very difficult to implement it. It is very difficult to understand pedagogy also. So friends, this course will give you a detailed overview, detailed understanding about the philosophical context and perspectives to understand education, sociological context and perspectives to understand education, at the same time historical context and perspectives to understand education, because without knowing our history, without knowing the chronology of the development of education as a discipline, education as a, you can say as a teacher education program, then it is not possible to acquire the skills and to acquaint yourself you can say in teacher education programs and to be a good teacher. So friends, let us try to understand first what are the different objectives that has been addressed in this course. First of all, to understand the social realities of Indian society and its impact on education. So friends, we consider that we are the part and parcel of this society, and you can say without society we cannot live isolatedly, we cannot live in isolation. So that's why the social norms, the social standards, okay, the social interactions, our dealing with the society, our dealing with the community, and the knowledge base, the experiences that we gain from the family, from the society, from the community, okay, that also the children, that they should understand first. So here you will find that this course will provide you a detailed social realities. First of all, they will understand the Indian society, okay, Indian society, the perception of the Indian society, what the citizen of this country, what are their language practices, what are the different diversities they practice in their life, their culture, okay. So their way of living, everything will be discussed, so that it will prepare the mind of the teachers. They will first understand the society, because whatever we do, it may be in teacher education program or it may be in any program, this is because of for the society, because whatever experience, whatever knowledge that we will gain, further we have to work, we have to implement it in the society. This is for the beneficiary of the society. So friends, here this course will provide you a detailed social, you can say social understanding, that the nature of the society, the practices of the society, and the impact on education, how the social practices impact upon education. So that is one of the major objective of this course. Then the second objective that you will study, that is to understand the issues relating to diversity, inequality, and marginalization in Indian society and its implications for education. So friends, I have already said that India is a huge country. We have a huge country, and if you visit different places, different region of this country, you will find that the practices of the people are different. They are using multi-language. Okay, in different states, you will find that the languages they are using, that is huge. That is different language they are using. Culture is also different. Okay, and the way of living is also different. So many diversities in terms of language, in terms of culture, in terms of social practices. Okay, you will find it is different. So that's why, and you will also find that when we talk about society, the different social groups from diverse societies, you will find as a teacher, you will come contact with that group of students. Those are coming from a multilingual background, those are coming from a diverse background societies, those are coming from a marginalization section of the society. How to deal them, how to understand them, and in an inclusive setting of the school, how they will acquaint themselves in the system of schooling, and as a teacher, how you will deal to such group of students in an inclusive setting of the school. So that's why the concept of diversity, the concept of inequality, and how to address inequality, and how to achieve unity among these diversities. Yes, we always consider that this is the only one country, this is the only country in the world that you will find that huge diversities are there. Okay, but still then, this is we consider all these diversities as our strength, not as our weaknesses. Okay, so beautifully what we have done, we have achieved unity in diversities. We work together. Okay, we respect each other's feeling, we respect each other's ideas, and accordingly we developed our country. So friends, here this course will provide you such a sense, such a type of emotion, such a type of feeling, that how to achieve unity among these diversities, and how to address the marginalization group of society in the teaching learning process and its implications for education. Friends, this is the second objective of this course, that when you will go through this course, definitely you will understand that the nature of diversities and how we are successful enough to achieve unity among these diversities. Further, this course will also enable you to understand the concept of social change and social transformation in relation to education. So friends, let me to say that society is not a static concept. You will find that society is a ever dynamic concept. Every time, every moment, every second, you can say the society is changing. The rate of society, the changing rate of the society may be slow, but society is ever dynamic, ever changing. So that's why how society is changing, and when society is changing, how the people, how the citizens of this country, how different sections of the population of this community, how the community is changing. You will find that how mobility is also taking place in the society, how transformation is taking place in the society. As a teacher, as a student teacher, as a trainee, you might have observed, if you will ask yourself that how you have engaged yourself during your school days, then what are the different things that you have observed when you are growing up, okay? So you will find that how the society is changing, okay, and how mobility is taking place in the society. The mobility is taking place, you can say vertically, you can say horizontally, from one strata to another strata, from one standard to another standard, okay. The per capita income of the people, the education standard of the people, the ideas of the people, you can say the living standard, living style of the people, that is also day by day you will find that it is changing. A transformation, a positive transformation is happening in the sphere of education. So that's why, friends, this course will provide you an understanding to know about how the society is changing and how mobility is taking place. Then further, this course will also provide you an understanding to understand the concept and aim of education. So friends, when we talk about aim of education, concept of education, you can't say that only there is the individual aim of education. Yes, definitely there is the individual aim of education. We try to, or every individual, every citizen of this country should be self-centered, and how education empower the students, the citizen of this country to be self-centered. At the same time, what is your social aim of education? What is the democratic aim of education? How to achieve national integration? How to achieve international understanding? How to achieve universal brotherhood? Okay, emotional integration. So friends, these are the certain broader objective. And this course will acquaint yourself to understand the aims of education, and further how to implement, how to practice those aims of education, and how to transmit those aims of education when the trainee teachers will be a full-fledged teacher, and when they will teach the students how they will develop such aim of education among the young generation, among the students in the school. Then further, another objective is to comprehend different values enshrined in the Constitution of India and its impact on education. So friends, we are living in a democratic country. Okay, we give respect to others. We acquire many democratic values. We acquire values that has been included in our democracy. That is the philosophy of our democracy. It teaches us equality, it teaches us equity, it teaches us quality, it teaches us fraternity, it teaches us liberty. So how to practice the value of liberty, the value of fraternity, the value of equality, the value of equity. So friends, this course will acquaint yourself how to develop those values and how to practice those values also. What are the different methods, what are the different techniques, different strategies you have to follow to teach the students for practicing these values, for transforming personality of the students. Further, let us go forward. The other objective of this course is to identify the contemporary issues in education and its educational implications. So what are the different contemporary issues? What are the issues we are facing? Okay, it may be in the pedagogy, it may be in our universal living, it may be in our group living, in our community living. So that's why this is also another important aspect, that what are the different developments which is going on in the sphere of education and also in other sphere, and how to practice those developments in the teaching learning process. Then this course will also help you to understand the historical development and policy frameworks for public education in India. So friends, let me to say that without knowing the history, I was talking you earlier that this course will provide you a detailed context and perspective of a detailed historical perspective of education, to understand education in historical perspective, how education has been developed in this country. So that's why this course will also provide you a detailed policy frameworks and detailed developments of education, how it has taken place, starting from very ancient system of education, then at this modern age, at this modern time, or latest we can say that to reach at NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020. So you will find the developments so far as the recommendation of different committees, different commissions, and different policies is concerned that we have that has been discussed in this course. This is also one of the important objective. Then further, to get acquainted with the current development in universalizing secondary education in India. So what are the current development to universalize secondary education in this country? How to engage students, how to you can say how to increase the gross enrollment ratio as per NEP 2020 from 26% to 50%. That is also another important aspect of this course. Yes, we have the elementary, we have already implemented the Right to Education Act, RT Act 2009, that has been implemented from 1st April 2010. That is one of the fundamental right to provide free and compulsory elementary education, that is from class 1 to 8 to each and every citizen of this country. This is the responsibility of the country now. This is the responsibility of the state now. But how to further universalize the secondary education, not only the elementary education. This is also another important aspect, another important objective of this course. So friends, keeping in consideration of all these objectives, this course has been developed. And very quickly, let me to say that how the program has been transacted. We have developed a very good self-learning material which is available in eGyan course, at the same time in IGNOU Students app, and you will also get the hard copy of the material from MPDD. So for program transaction, we have developed for the first time in India, as per the NCTE regulation 2014, we have developed a very good curriculum, very good course content. Then there will be the induction meeting at your study center, then academic counseling of every courses in the study center, then regular TC, teleconferencing and interactive radio counseling sessions will be conducted, that is in Gyandarshan TV as well as in FM radio, and regular Facebook live session also will be conducted on different component of this program, on different topic of this program, on different courses of this program. At the same time, you will also get the audio video programs which is available in eGyan course, and all these audio video programs are in the YouTube platform. You can also use this. Then, as I was telling, that this is the combination of theory as well as practical oriented courses. So 2 workshop based activities you have to done. So that is also one of the part of this program. Then further, internship 1 and 2 is also another compulsory component of this program. And for evaluation, assignment and term and examination will be done. 30% weightage is given to assignment and 70% weightage is given for the term and examination. So these are the program transaction methodology that Indira Gandhi National Open University follows, and for transacting B.Ed program we also follow this methodology, being an open and distance learning program. Then further, let us to discuss about the evaluation system. I have already said that both continuous assessment as well as term and examination is the 2 component of the evaluation system of different courses of B.Ed program. 30% weightage is given to the compulsory assignment, course wise assignment, and 70% weightage is given to the term and examination. And a minimum D grade is required to pass in a component, that means to pass in assignment component of a course, or you can say term and examination component of a course. But for combining the assignment and term and examination, at least you have to earn a C grade to successfully completion of the course. Okay, the combined grade will be C in each and every course to complete, for successful completion of that course. And IGNOU practices a 5-point grading system, that is the letter grade is A to E. Let us have a focus upon this grade A, B, C, D and E. A is the highest grade and E is the lowest grade. Okay, and the minimum completion of a course including the assignment, term and examination will be C. That means at least 50% you have to acquire, at least you have to earn a C grade. Okay, but individually in assignment, if you have earned a D grade, you are pass in assignment, or you have earned in D grade in term and examination, you are also pass in the term and examination. But in combination of these 2, at least you have to earn a C grade. Then further, Friends, for further queries, you can write me a mail, that is at niradhar@ignou.ac.in, and you can also make me a telephone call in this number 01129572994. My intercom is 2994, and you can go through my Facebook page. You'll find many videos in education themes in your different B.Ed courses, and if you can also visit my YouTube channel. You will also get many videos on education themes and teacher education, at the same time in different other education themes also. In our second program, we will discuss about different your different blocks and different units. What are the concept, what are the content point that has been included in different blocks and different units. So thank you, friends. We will meet after few minutes for the second program. Thank you.